Well, good evening, everyone. I guess I get to make another video this week. Not what I was planning on doing. I've already got 2 in the works I got to audit, but whatever. So, we're back on this thing again. And by this thing, anti-cheat. Yes, we are dealing with anti-cheat again. So, much like the Verge headline states here, Apex Legends no longer supports Linux. And yes, it is about anti-cheat. So you can read the article if you want. I'll go ahead and link it in the description as well as a few other posts. But the TLDR is they are pulling a Rockstar here and retroactively changing the game post-launch. Now here's the fun part though. Easy anti-cheat is what Apex was using. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken. And it's one of those things, like, it have anti-cheat support before. But then, you know, yeah, in their blog post, as I'll go into the rest of it, that we've decided to block Linux OS access to the game in a blog post. It's all over Reddit, trust me. That's just... yeah, it's a mess. And their official X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is this. They're like, hey, we're pulling the plug. You'll no longer be able to play this game on your Steam Deck or your Linux system. So if you bought it for them, I'd immediately ask for a refund, and I would frickin' go back at them for it, because changing the game post-launch is a crime in my opinion. So what are they doing? Well, they basically are unticking that Linux support box because we Linux users are a bunch of filthy cheaters. Yes, that is, they have identified that enabling Linux support means that we're letting a bunch of filthy cheaters play on the platform. Now, supposedly, from a few other Reddit posts I've seen, they were having issues with Windows users being able to code their cheats in a way to make them think they were running on Linux, and they were able to get around the anti-cheat that way. Albeit, the Linux user base is pretty small. Again, we're already 4% of the market. That's overall. Now, what are you going to do about gamers? Even less. So, take that as you will. But it's still one of those things. They somehow have identified that having their Linux support made them a vulnerable target. So, I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts? Personally, I choose not to support companies like this. It pissed me off when Rockstar decided to pull back pull in anti-cheat and remove Linux support 11 years after launch. And I get it. Linux for these guys has never been a primary platform. This has never been about supporting it or not supporting it, because technically Valve has already gone to the efforts of doing all this workaround stuff. But think about it. This is not a supported way of doing it. All Linux, Proton gaming, and whatnot is not a supported way of doing Windows games. It isn't. They're made for Windows. But at the same time, it's not costing these publishers anything by allowing us Linux people to play the games. It's not any less secure than anything else. In fact, I don't know if these people realize, I've read multiple posts, and I'm only just starting to dip my toes into modding, but it's a lot harder to mod on Linux. A lot of things don't work as you'd expect. Like I wanted to run a mod on Sonic Colors in Steam, but the Hedgehog Mod Manager really doesn't like wine, so it's tough. But yeah, calling Linux people a bunch of filthy cheaters and just straight up stomping us into the ground, what is this a cause? Next week, these cheaters are still going to be cheating. They're going to have just as much problems, and turning off Linux support doesn't help anything. Rockstar hasn't figured it out because they're too stupid to figure it out. But the same thing goes for Rockstar. They turned off Linux support and found out they still had a bunch of cheaters running around. Because guess what? The Linux people aren't the ones you should be targeting. You should be targeting the actual fuckheads that are doing this stuff. Whatever. It's Friday. I'm out of here. Peace out. Fuck EA. Fuck Apex. And go ahead and fuck Rockstar while you're at it too.